And the Oscar goes to Ang Lee.
Including his nomination this year for Best Picture for Life of Pi. This is the 5th Academy Award nomination for Ang Lee and his 2nd Oscar win.
I was a very spaced out and docile kid. Nothing showed I would be an artist in the future. And the way I grew up, I was very repressed in that way and artistically. My father is a very stately man. He's the principal of my high school. He's a good principal. I was a good student. And that was the best high school in Taiwan. So it was very boring. I don't really have any play or play a little bit basketball weekends, watch one movie, 2 movies a week probably. I was just very spaced out. And then I flunked the college examination, felt like a loser. I got into the Academy of Art. And first time I stood on stage, I was electrified. I remember the spotlights like this shining on my eyes. My soul started to come out. That's what I wanted to do. I was 18 years old. That's the first time I had a taste of art. And ever since, I just keep learning what I like to learn. My father didn't want me to go to, do anything entertaining. So I sort of made a deal with him. Just let me do this. I'll go to a theater school, study theater, get a degree in America. Maybe I can start teaching. I think I was a born entertainer. I'm this funny guy who wanted to do drama and theater, and in our society, it was looked upon very low. A big pivotal time was I came to the States. Actually, I started, the actual really good dramatic education. I went to NYU Film School. Didn't speak much English at all. Half of the class I didn't understand, but I was learning, taking a lot. I was like really happy and fulfilled. Yeah. I love theater. I think at first I wanted to be an actor, but then I didn't speak English. I couldn't act. I couldn't get the parts. And I had to direct, and I got so pissed. As a young student, I thought, theater directors are losers. The best ones go to acting, and I don't want to direct theater. Who cares about them? If I have to direct, I'll direct movies. So I got into at NYU, and it was like everything turned out to be so easy. Just sight and sound, just go shoot stuff, tell a story with the camera. So that was like easy. I don't need to speak much English. Well, theater's talking head. It's very verbal culture, but cinema it's a strange thing. I just click right away. It was like the easiest thing for me. In life, I'm a clumsy person, but when only directing, everybody started to listen to me. It's a strange thing. And after film school, there were 6 years. I have nothing to do, bringing up kids, cooking. I was afraid if I go take a job and then I'll miss some chance or something. So I didn't really have a job. I mean, I never made a penny before I was 37. Up to my second film, I didn't make any money. My wife was working, and I was cooking at home and writing script and bringing up kids. So I was ashamed for a long time, a lot of pressure in me. My first chance in cracking the movie business, I won some Taiwanese award for a script, and the government's studio wanted to make that movie, but I was just writing to get the script competitions. Awards. So I took the money, that's $400,000, about to make a movie. We made Pushing Hands. That was a hit in Taiwan, so I get the chance to make Wedding Banquet, my second movie.
Then you go in a completely different direction. You go to this amazing, thoughtful, poetic piece, Brokeback Mountain.
And I read the short story first because it's shorter, and I cried. And I thought to myself, why would I cry? It's nothing further away from me than Wyoming gay cowboys. Why was I cry? It's so strange. The language, half of the language I didn't quite understand. It sounds really peculiar. I feel like retiring after the Hulk. I said, just don't make me angry. Whoever gets in my way. If you want me to make that movie, just whoever bother me, just push them away. That's all you need to do. Let's make this small movie. Obviously, in our house, nobody outside our house will see it. Let's make it cheaply. I just want to relax. I just want to make another movie so my life doesn't get lost. Went back to Taiwan, visit my father. I said, I don't think I want to take it anymore. I want to retire. He said, so finally you're going to teach. I said, no. My older son was with me in that trip. He said, it's a bad example for your kids. No, you do nothing. He said, go ahead, make another movie. That was the first time in our lives he said, go ahead. I got his blessing to be a filmmaker. And 2 weeks later, he was in good health. He passed away. So I did the funeral, and I didn't want to have time to grieve. And I jumped right into the pre-production of Brokeback. I always like making dramas, which is about conflict. You put different ingredients, which is in conflict with each other, in through which you examine humanity. To me, the dramatic core is to find that Brokeback Mountain, so to speak. It is elusive. It is romantic. It is something that it hits you that you keep wanting to go back.
And the Oscar goes to Ang Lee for Brokeback Mountain.
This is the first Academy Award for Ang Lee and his third nomination. As director for Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, he accepted the Foreign Language Film Oscar for Taiwan.
Their names are Ennis and Jack, and they taught all of us who made Brokeback Mountain so much about not just all the gay men and women whose love is denied by society, but just as important, the greatness of love itself. I read the book The Life of Pi when it first came out. It was a very inspiring book, but I didn't think that was filmable because philosophically, I think it's a story examining the value of story. I didn't think you can do that in film. So I just had a fancy thought, if I have an additional dimension, what do I do, 3D or another dimension? Maybe I can solve, that will inspire me to find a new art. You can measure success in so many ways. For me, I rather think I'm myself as a vehicle, as a vessel. I surrender to the movie. I'm a slave to the movie. Once I get a track into doing it, I sometimes even curse, like, why this movie chose me to be the vehicle? What have I done? Why do I have to go through that? But I think it's important the movie wants to meet the audience, and they go through me. So it's very hard to judge success. I don't want to measure success by box office or award winning or even word of mouth. How I connect and my crew connect with the experience of making it is something else. To me, every movie, when you go through that with all sincerity, that's a success. What a way to live our lives. Thank you, movie God. I really need to share this with all 3,000. Everybody work with me in Life of Pi. I really want to thank you for believing this story and share this incredible journey with me. My family in Taiwan, my wife Jen, Lynn, will be married 30 years this summer. I love you.
Do you have a particular one of your movies that you're most fond of, or is there a couple that you're particularly proud of?
Oh, this one I definitely am proud of. The more difficult, the more I'm proud of. But I love them like all my children. And I don't associate those movies like the audience do. I could not watch them like movies or stories. They're patches of flashback of my memories, experience. They all put together. So by making the movie, I lost the privilege of watch it from a distance as a storytelling and relate it from there. To me, the relation it's not a movie. It's my life.